Welcome back to the north of England, where we're on tour with Simply Red, one of the world's biggest bands.
I'll see that it gets to you.
And we're in the company of Kenji Suzuki of Japan, the lead guitarist who normally lets his music do all the talking for him.
For our babies, our beautiful babies.
There is a sense of melancholy to some of the band's songs, perhaps reflecting the lead singer Mick Hucknall's troubled childhood. He was abandoned by his mother when he was still very young.
Mick sometimes cook for us for dinner.
Right.
Not on tour. Sometimes we rehearse and recording in his home studio.
Right.
And after job's done, he cooks for us. Sometimes he cooked me Lancashire hot pot.
Lancashire hot pot?
Yes, that's the best food I've ever had.
So Mick Hucknall's a very keen chef, is that right? I understand he.
Yeah, he's been, he grown up with his father. His mother left it when he was a kid, so he had to look after himself. So he's been cooking since he was a kid.
Oh right, so his mother left early and then it was just
right.
him and his father.
That's right. And,
I see.
so he's a fantastic chef.
Hard to detect now in their music, but when Mick Hucknall started the band, they were very much a punk rock outfit. They changed their name to Simply Red, so the story goes, both to reflect Mick Hucknall's red hair, of course, but also to reflect his rather radical political views. They are still broadly on the left in politics, but they're not quite the revolutionaries they once were. And it's certainly true that they've aged rather more gracefully than many other rock and roll acts of their generation.
Obviously, if you're living too much rock and roll life, it makes your life shorter and your career shorter. Mick drinks, but he all the time, our life is kind of like following his throat. He all the time very care about his voice, throat. If he loses his voice, you know, the music is finished. Simply Red music is finished.
Our journey was taking us past some of the most picturesque castles in Europe. It's a sign of how far Simply Red has come from its working class roots that they're now asked by royalty to play for them in private.
We have a quite unusual experience, and we've been invited in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, you're invited into Buckingham, all right.
Yeah, we performed in front of Prince Charles and Camilla. And it was a magnificent experience.
This is very ornate and lovely. How does it compare with Buckingham Palace?
To be honest, Buckingham Palace inside wasn't like super decorative.
Oh, really?
But so many like, you know, all the antique stuff was in the actually corridor.
We'd stopped off for some more sightseeing, so we were, once again, running late for the next concert setup. To try to make amends, I thought I'd attempt to pull my weight.
The rest of the lids are all under here. Can't work out how this works. It's probably way too lowly skilled.
Actually, I don't think that's true at all.
Oh no, this is the back one, you see, even I was doing it.
The more I was seeing, the more I was more baffled by the sheer logistics of keeping a band like this on the road.
A band this size as well, I mean, you'll see, it's a huge amount of equipment. I mean, this is more than most people bring in here, maybe twice as much. There's some bands, like people like Tina Turner and the Jacksons and all these big acts, they carry much more than us, like 9 trucks. We've got 5, and I've done this place with 2.5. Right. It just really depends on the budget and the quality of the artist and what they expect from their production.
What does all the trucks have? I mean...
Well, there's 2 trucks of lights and 1 of video.
Right.
And also the stage set. That generally comes in first. The lights will come in first, and the riggers will already have hung all the hoists into a pre-designed plot in the roof. So people bring things in, bolt them together, and then it just gets lifted out. I mean, these days it's all hard hats and very safety conscious, and rightly.
Turns out being a rock and roll star is actually fairly hard work. As you know, Kenji was in Glasgow last night. Tonight, of course, he's in Newcastle. But directly after the show, at about 11 o'clock tonight, he'll be heading straight down the motorway for his next concert. There's going to be no going back to the hotel for a nice rest. nor is there going to be any lavish after-concert party. But there is an upside. They prefer not to fly, if possible, between concerts. So the bus they use is hardly standard issue.
This is a famous rock and roll tour bus.
Okay.
We travel on this bus whole England and Europe.
Right, okay.
Usually a couple of hours drive in the UK tour and maybe 12 hours or 15 hours drive in the Europe tour.
So you spend a lot of time on
That's
this
right,
bus?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where you have your
Yeah,
meals, presumably?
Yeah. Well, yeah, just light meal, sandwiches or chicken or... Basically, usually we use as a bar. We drink here.
That sounds all fine. And do you sleep here on these things?
No, the bunk is upstairs.
So you have a bunk upstairs?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's have a look at that.
Okay.
Okay. This is pretty cool, I have to say.
Upstairs of this bus,
Right.
there is bunks,
Yeah.
bedroom,
Right. Bedroom on the...
using this big bedroom. And,
Oh, he gets the big bedroom, does he?
Yeah, sometimes he travels with his baby.
Oh, right. Well, I don't blame him. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, okay. And you come up in here?
Yeah, this is my bunk. I usually sleep in here. Nice and clean.
The time was ticking down to the next show. Before he went backstage to change and prepare, we watched the final lighting rehearsal together. It's strange, isn't it? You've not seen this, have you?
No, because always I'm on the stage always, so I've never seen our concert, obviously.
You haven't seen your own concert before. I mean, all the light show. I mean, we should say we've got the Beatles.
Yeah, right, I've never seen. Yeah, nice, isn't it? Exciting. Tonight's gonna be a really good show, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's going to be a good show. Well, Kenji, we will be watching the show.
Yep.
Good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, very pleased
spending
to
the day
meet
with
you.
you.
It's great.
Next week, one of Asia's and the world's top chefs. Chong Lu learnt so much of his craft from his grandmother on street stalls in Malaysia. Now he's taken that knowledge into some of the best kitchens on earth. He's with me next week.